Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Tuesday, number 9 day for this month of May 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, Mr. No Connie, Ambazonian FBI, una own countryman. And I'm come again once more with our daily podcast, a program where it bring una the truth. It bring una important information, fact-based analysis for help we as we work out for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. Fellow good people of Ambazonia, the death or killing of the journalist in Bamenda, Anye Nsoh, have come to expose to Ambazonia what I have been warning our people for the past few months. The killing of this journalist was an unfortunate event. I have thoroughly investigated the matter. I have spoken to witnesses who were there. I have spoken to neighbors and to family members around the victim. And I can assure our people that the forces that were involved did not target this particular journalist specifically. They did not come there to attack him. If they had come there to attack him, they would have entered the bar when he was still in the bar. They came there to take out a Cameroon commandant de brigade. And this incident was an unfortunate incident, but it has come to expose to our people what I have always warned them. A total of over 18 reports have been written by NGOs, church group, government organization of journalists, whatever you can name it or call it, have written a report about such incidents. Human rights violations are the core on how war for independence are won or lose. Whether it was even the war with the Nazi Germany, it was the proof that the Germans was committing genocide against the Jewish. That was the core of the debate. Whether it was in the war for independence in Southern Sudan, at the core of it was a human rights violation of the Sudanese government and President Omar Bashir at that time. Whatever war of independence you can mention, it is all won or lose based on human rights consideration. For those who want to become activists, for those who want to become leaders, it is assuming the primary responsibility in defining human rights issues that makes you to have substantial influence about the outcome of our struggle. All those Ambazonians who wants to be an activist, how many of them have posted the pictures and names of our youth of Ewane who was killed in Moliko? How many of them have highlighted this issue? So fast, we are easy just to jubilate and identify ourselves with soldiers only when they carry out attack against Cameroon terrorist occupation forces. When it comes to the real job that matters, we care less, or simply we are not aware of what really can win or lose this war. Those who champion the Ambazonian cause are those who champion the cause to input in the Cameroon government the killing of the 2 university students that Moja draw from their hostel. It is such killing that defines and determines international response to a crisis or war like ours. When the American government and their embassy in Yaoundé decided to condemn Cameroon government for committing crimes against humanity and targeted killing, it wasn't because of our history. It was because we identified those people who were killed. We put to the public the names of Akum Julius and every single person that was killed. We protest, we carry their picture across the globe. Today, Ambazonians do no longer carry the pictures of the victims of this war or care about the victims of this war. Today, we carry the pictures of the people that are the leaders of our group. We carry the name of our group. The anthem of Ambazonia is no longer sung. It is now live. Whether it is General Efang life, General No Pity life, General Saigon life, General Mad Dog life, it is no longer Ambazonian first. It is now my group, my force first, before Ambazonia. We must realize and look back where we have lost our way. I have told our people time and time again, we must be informed by facts, and our opinions, our leaning must be guided by facts, not our own focus on talking to ourselves, pleasing ourselves, appeasing one group or the other. Those who do that will die like a child who buried the head in the sand and think that the fire around him will be somehow put out. There will be no manna that will fall from heaven. Ambazonians, your freedom is in your hand. Just like the case of salvation, nobody can take away the salvation God has given you, because Jesus is the author and finisher of your faith. Except you can surely take away the salvation that you have. If Ambazonia have to lose or win this war, it will be because of Ambazonia, not La Republique, not the international community. We must assume that primary responsibility. I've talked to our people, I've warned our people, and the normal mantras of the modus operandi of Ambazonia is to deflect real criticism and real issues by turning and chasing the shadow, boxing the wind, claiming that people are motivated by other things rather than what they are motivated for. Our people, their aspiration, our nation, and its independence. Today, for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, it's very sad for me to come today to you to tell you that the T word have been used against Ambazonians for the first time in vis-a-vis and regards to the killing of this journalist. Why such killings, such as the one in Tiko, Ekondo Titi, Manu, and the rest? Our people who call themselves leaders and activists who run away like dogs, who are faced with lions, and hide behind soldiers, hide behind names, and only come out when there are good news. All of those who are supposed to protect the integrity of the struggle, to articulate to the international community that this is not systemic in nature, this is not targeted killing. This cannot define the conduct of the thousands of Ambazonians who are focused on their mission and who are disciplined. We will allow the enemy and others to define the issue and look for which Ambazonian group we can blame. At the end of the day, when brothers fight amongst themselves, it is the enemy or the stranger that inherits their rights. The human angle, a platform that seeks to cover conflicts in Africa, that has been one of the bases for the Sudan war crimes definition. Human angle focus on Africa conflict, humanitarian and developmental issue. The primary duty of this platform is to investigate, analyze, report conflict issues in a sensitive, in-depth, human-centered manner. Yesterday, the 8th of May, this organization have issued a report about the killing of these journalists, and for the first time, a foreign organization have used the T word regarding Ambazonia. It says uproar in Cameroon as T kill young journalists. If you know what I mean. I wouldn't call that word by myself, lest the enemy will cut that part and deceive our people again. I'll read the excerpt in the first line of the report. It says that journalists and civil society groups in Cameroon have been expressing their rage over the killing of a young journalist on Sunday in Bamenda, a region mostly affected by the 6-year war with separatist T groups. A word to a wise is sufficient. The extremes, the hardliners of Ambazonia have been rejected by the international community because of our conduct that have put aside any sound judgment and humanity in our struggle. Anyway, that is the perception of the international community. Believe it or not, question Capo Daniel or not, call it infighting or whatever you may want to call it, the signs from day one have been coming, the news are coming, it is dripping and it is dripping. and Ambazonia must read the signs. We must read the signs. We have to read the signs early and take appropriate measures and get ahead of it. But the signs have come, the warning have been given. We have turned to the old attitude of Ambazonia, who never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. And every day it is going down and down and down and down. Today it is tea. Yesterday it was sanctioned in Canada. The other day it was America talking about lifting sanction, and it is dripping and it is dripping. And we must change our hardline stand concerning our country. We must align our ideology as we talk to ourselves to be compatible with international law and good practice across the board. We must do so. We don't have any choice. Yesterday, Simon Monzo, the so-called federalist leader who have been hired by the Cameroon government to undermine and suppress Ambazonian campaign, put out a statement that says the separatist movement must abandon the way of violence. This is a very calculated statement that the Cameroon government have put out there that seeks to define our struggle as that which is obsessed about violence and care nothing about any legal pathway or negotiated pathway for peace. Whether we like it or not, they will define us if we don't define ourselves. And if we don't pay attention on how they define us, they will define us behind our backs. The reason why I overlabor myself to explain and educate our people about these happenings is not to scare them. It is to uplift them to meet up with the challenge. Because you cannot do something for a people without the people. I need to gather you along so that we can avert what is impending in front of us. We are unable today to signal to the international community our intentions. We are unable today to attack issues politically in a smart way that can galvanize international support around us, because all of us have become politicians. Of course, we have politicians, but we have transformed liberation movement into political parties. There is a difference between the two. Of course, every movement is a political entity, but political parties put their survivor and their candidate ahead of public interest. It is more a competition that ignores the outside influence. While liberation movements are existential, they put the interest and survival of the people ahead of their parties, affiliations, or themselves. If anybody wants to die for Ambazonia, if anybody wants to sacrifice themselves to Ambazonia, they should not do so by sacrificing Ambazonia along with themselves. Let us die for Ambazonia. Let us not carry Ambazonia and die together with Ambazonia, if you know what I mean. We now have in-depth knowledge about how the international community observe and how they regard our struggle and the way they want us to conduct ourselves. We now have those information. If we choose to ignore them and speak to ourselves and our own constituency and pretend that everything is good, then we have lost the road. The United States have said it clearly through Thibault Nagy, because that is how they operate. He's somebody with top classified clearance in the United States State Department and the White House as of date. Such individuals, such like Henry Kissinger and many of them, are used by the United States government to put out messages that they wouldn't put because of diplomatic relationship with La République du Cameroun. Thibault Nagy have given a phrase to Ambazonia. It will never happen that the United States or anybody in the world will hold Cameroon and tell them, sit and negotiate your way out of Ambazonia. That is a rejection of the hardline Ambazonia have taken and statement that was given to the Ambazonian people. Right now, the outcome of the pre-talks have come out with a statement that have rejected that hardline position. Is Ambazonian capable of softening its stand to accommodate and attract the type of attention it will require for us to win or save our people from total captivity by La République du Cameroun? A video footage have come out with Cameroon people pushing Fulani to take over farms in Nwa, to take over farms in Menchum, in Boyo. They are taking over our land. In Douala, Yaoundé, they are treating us even worse. Listen to an excerpt of a video that the Cameroon activists have put up online that calls our people, our girls, our boys who are taxi drivers in Yaoundé as dirty people, people who should go back to their country. Listen.
Dans un taxi, d'abord, premièrement, les tassimans, certains tassimans sont d'abord trop sales, ils dégagent de la mauvaise odeur. En plus de cela, les autres passagers en commun sont très sales. La plupart, ce sont les femmes. Et beaucoup plus les femmes et les filles qui sortent du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest. Donc, dorénavant, moi, je vais agir comme un animal parce qu'il est inadmissible que tu entres dans un taxi. Non seulement la femme, elle est trop sale, elle dégage une mauvaise haleine. L'hygiène corporelle n'est pas respectée. C'est comme ça qu'elle pose ses mains sur votre vêtement, n'importe comment. Donc, dorénavant, il faudrait qu'on tire la sonnette d'alarme. Parce que le taxi, c'est un lieu qui doit être propre à tout là. Ça dégage. Hein? Et le taximan lui-même, quand il sourit un peu comme ça, tu vois comment son haleine dégage comme les WC traditionnels. Là, on ne peut pas quand même aussi continuer à être dans un pays où tout le monde... C'est quoi ça? Donc vraiment, il faudrait que ces taximens-là, c'est pas, je ne vous manque pas de respect, mais c'est tout simplement un coup de gueule que j'adresse à votre endroit. Hein? Vraiment, quand même. C'est quoi ça? Et les femmes même aussi, les hommes même. Comment ta femme peut avoir les aisselles, c'est-à-dire que les poils sont déjà, je ne sais pas, comme une touffe d'herbe. Tu ne demandes pas d'aller raser ça. Le rasoir Big, c'est 100 francs. Toi-même, tu fais ça à sa place. Et tu achètes des citrons, tu essaies d'imbiber ça dessus. Vous êtes dans un océan, même les poissons vont refuser de vous manger parce que vous êtes trop crasseux. Et c'est beaucoup plus les gens du Noun, les filles du Noun et ceux du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest. Ils viennent envahir Yaoundé comme ça, là. Tout le monde veut dire qu'il a Yaoundé. On est venu chercher la vie à Yaoundé. Mais entretenez-vous. Tu vois une femme, elle attache le vénan. Les gens ne vont pas venir saturer Yaoundé. Ça devient une promiscuité absolue. Si vous n'avez rien à faire, là, vous rentrez. Hein, vous allez travailler les champs au village. C'est vrai, on dit qu'il y a la guerre là-bas, mais c'est vous-même qui avez organisé cela. Donc, assumez les conséquences. Ne venez pas déranger les gens. Parce que...
So, that is the picture of what Cameroon is turning to. They are now saying our girls and our boys who are taxi drivers increasingly in Yaoundé and Douala are too dirty. That our girl, they smell. Me then go back, go walk farm. Then no one see them again for Yaoundé. This is how things builds up. And I've explained to our people that a defeat is not an option. We cannot lose this war. We must do this war diligently. It is so important to our survival that we should abandon any group ideology that puts itself ahead of the country. Any stupidity have maximum consequences on our people. Whether you like it or not, whether you don't want to face this reality, if it is an inconvenient truth, I must speak it. The T word that have been used today with Ambazonia is not something that have not been foretold. It's something that I had warned our people, and it's something that is impending if we are unable to change our hardline. We must change our hardline to appeal to the international community and demonstrate to the international community that we are not power mongers who are just looking to fight war. The mistake we have made, we must correct it as soon as possible. I've taken the primary responsibility to do that because I believe all the leaders, they are incapable of doing anything. They focus on their groups and pleasing their bases. They look for people who are going to be saying, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, Mr. President, and surround themselves with at the expense of effectiveness for our country. But I must explain this thing to you, fellow Ambazonian, as I engage in this journey to free our people. As I engage in this journey to bring our people ever closer to our goal for independence, which I have an obligation to. I have the mantle to, for the sake of all those who have trusted me and those who have laid their life for our country under my guidance, under my leadership. For those who have sent to war, for those who have recruited, for those who have called to resist Cameroon, I have a mantle from you, not to fail you. It is an obligation. My dear sister and prayer warrior, woman of God, he told me, this is not something, Capo Daniel, you need to do. Yes, it is not something we need to do. God has all put us in places where we can actually live our life. But the noble thing is for us to sacrifice ourselves for our country, to make sure that no matter where we are, even as we walk around the international community, our spirits are not with us, because we turn back and we look in our country and we say, what can I do for my country? These are the hearts of our people who can liberate us, not what our country can do for us. Sometimes we make mistakes, other times we don't. But there should be one thing we should never, ever compromise: the principle that put Ambazonian and our public interests first. To all Ambazonian soldiers, be disciplined. To all Ambazonian activists and groups, focus on exposing La République du Cameroon. Correct Ambazonian leaders. Hold every group and every leader to account. Stop trying to speak to our people just to please them. This is not a social media experiment. People's lives are on standby. Yesterday, I was shown video around the area in Don Simon there in Bamenda, where the journalist was killed by the Kwata people. They give me a tour. I'll put the picture I took from that screenshot. You see on how Monday Ghost Town is respected. And they tell us, everybody here, they respect Ghost Town. High again. Capo Daniel, all we respect Ghost Town. All we want freedom. When I talk more close market, we don't close the market and we want freedom. But we need to meet up the expectation and the conduct that reflects the dignity and trust our people have given us. Pardon my voice, because I have a little bit sore throat today. God shall see us through. God bless you all. Have a good day. Capo Daniel, signing off, looking out for you.